Nice, finally. Let's give it a shot. In any case, it doesn't look like we're in any luck right now. We're approaching the end game now, I think. Last time we left off, we were right outside Sabrina's gym. We just caught a Zapdos, which is nice, because it has insane stats. If nothing else, this should help us get through this gym. There are a bunch of trainers in here, and this gym is a bit weird. So the gimmick behind this gym is that there's 9 square rooms here, and there's all these teleport pads that take you to different rooms. What you're trying to do is to get to the room in the middle here, which is where Sabrina is. But I never figured out how to navigate any of these teleporters when I was a kid. My strategy for getting through this gym was always just doing this. Just walking in a straight line, either left or right, to the first teleporter, and eventually I'd get to fight Sabrina. And there's a bunch of psychics in here, with a bunch of slowpokes. But there's also a bunch of... There's a bunch of channelers in here with ghost-type Pokemon, which is interesting. I guess there was nowhere else to put them. This is where we should start seeing slow bros, yeah. We're significantly scarier than Slowpoke. I always thought it looked a bit like Homer Simpson. Slowbro is no joke, though. It has a lot of stats. It's very bulky. And it can hurt a lot. Oh, the other thing I realized is Zapdos does not actually learn Thunderbolt naturally. You need to use the Thunderbolt TM on Zapdos. Which is an issue because the only electric type move that it learns is Thunder, which it'll get at level 51. But Thunder is only 70% accurate, so we're going to have to rely on that or, like, Thundershock. Also, Snorlax cannot do anything to these ghosts because it only knows normal type moves. So we're going to have to rely on Barry, unfortunately. Now, these ghosts don't actually know any psychic type moves except for one Haunter. There's one Haunter in this gym that's level 38 who knows Hypnosis and Dream Eater. That's kind of the only one we need to worry about. There's the Hypnosis. Is this going to be like last time where it takes 7 years to wake up every single time? I mean, our other option is just obliterating it with Zapdos, so... Zapdos has way more stats than pretty much everything at this point. There's not really anything can do about it. Zapdos also has much higher attack than I remember it having. Surprisingly good mixed attacker. So this would just be more Slowpokes and Slowbros. Very predictable gym, this one. Oh no, a Kadabra. Wow. Something different. Thankfully, the AI is not very smart. Also, part of the reason that Lapras is good is it can learn Thunderbolt as well for some reason, and Thunder. But there's only a single TM in the whole game for Thunderbolt that you get from Lieutenant Surge that we used on Jolteon, who died. So, unfortunately, I don't think anything we get is ever going to learn Thunderbolt again. Oh, here's the first Mr. Mime. What a weird Pokemon. I believe the only way to get this Pokemon is either from the Seafoam Islands or to trade it from a random trainer. It's very rare, but thankfully not very good. I also looked up Sabrina's Pokemon in a bit of research before the stream. And like I suspected, she has a level 50 Abra, Kadabra, and Alakazam. But weirdly enough, only her Kadabra knows Psychic. The other two Pokemon just know Psybeam. Oh, also, Snorlax can learn Harden for some reason. And the only move her Abra knows is Flash. Which is convenient. I didn't even know Abra could learn Flash. But the weird thing is, all of Koga's Pokemon seem to know Psychic. So it's like Koga is a better gym leader. It's better Psychic type gym leader than Sabrina is. Koga's gym is just weird for so many reasons. Should almost be at her now. I think we've been to almost every single room except for her room. The only trainer left is that channeler with the level 38 Haunter. Oh, there's this one more Psychic that we have to fight. That I completely forgot about. Yep. My method is clearly not the most efficient way of getting through here. But it will get us through eventually. Just never go up or down. Always left and right. Tried and true. Sometimes Pokemon get stuck in a loop like that, where they try to use the same status move over and over again. I'm not sure why it happens, but it only seems to happen in Gen 1. I know for gym leaders, it's because they're like hardwired to have quote-unquote smart AI. So whenever you have a Pokemon that's weak to a certain type of move, it'll use a move of that type regardless of what the move does. So you can sometimes get Sabrina's Alakazam to just use Light Screen over and over again on a Poison-type Pokemon, even though it doesn't do any damage. This Haunter knows Dream Eater, so we can't send Barry in against it. We'll just use Zapdos, like we have been. Once we get later on, all the Psychic types seem to do the Hypnosis Dream Eater thing, because they're mostly Hypnos, I guess. There we go. Easy. Nothing to worry about. Oh, there we go. See, it always works eventually. Although I do kind of want to heal up first. The good thing about my method is you don't need to memorize a path or anything. You just keep doing this, and you'll eventually get out and also in. Might take you 10 years, but at least you know you're going to get there. There you go. Simple. There's also a house down here I forgot about. That is somewhat important. Right over here. This one here. Looks like a Poke Center, but this guy, that's the TM for Psychic, which is the best Psychic move in the game. Sabrina doesn't give it to you, just some random guy in the city gives it to you. I think Sabrina gives you Psybeam, which is significantly weaker. I don't think anything can learn Psychic right now, unfortunately. Oh, no. Alright, Lapras can learn a surprising amount of stuff. And also Snorlax for some reason. So we fought everything in this gym. And I think we fought every trainer we can to get strong enough. Bar surfing to Seafoam Islands, which I don't want to do yet. So like I said, her Abra doesn't know anything other than Flash. So we're perfectly fine just leaving Lapras in here to get some XP. But after that, we're probably going to have to switch out to Snorlax to use an Amnesia. And just sweep. In the anime, I remember her being possessed by a Ghastly. And Ash has to, like, exorcise the Ghastly from her before he can fight her, or something like that. That's never been reflected in any of the games, though. The only downside is this might take forever. Yeah. Especially if he's going to keep lowering our accuracy. This may have been a bad idea. X defend. But why? Maybe we'll have to switch out at some point. Wish I still had Jolteon because it could use Swift. Or no, that was Pidgeotto, wasn't it? Swift might be the only move in this game that has 100% accuracy at all times. Because I don't think Aerial Ace is in this game. I can't remember the other 100% accuracy moves now. Alright, so we are at the lowest possible accuracy now. Been hitting a good amount of surfs, though, despite that. Oh, I just had to say it, didn't I? Yeah, that was our last one. Well, eventually it's going to struggle itself to death if we don't kill it. It only has so many flashes. Thankfully, gym leaders in this game don't seem to use potions on their Pokemon. Every other game they do, and it's really annoying, but this one, I am smashing the A button as fast as I possibly can. Finally. How many more flashes could you possibly have? I just want Lapras to get experience points. Please. Ugh. Finally. My goodness. Wasn't even that much experience. It wasn't even worth it. I kind of don't want to risk trying to train up for experience either. So I'm just going to go out to Snorlax, throw an Amnesia up. We should be good. Yeah, this guy knows Kinesis, which is an Abra line specific move that lowers your accuracy. So apparently Sabrina just really hates your accuracy in this gym. It's very irritating. Oh, and it knows Reflect as well. Usually this gym would be terrifying, but really it's just annoying. I guess her Alakazam does know Psychic. I don't know what I'm talking about. Oh, that was a special drop, wasn't it? Oh, this might be really bad. I am going to throw a Hyper Potion on that, though. And an X-Defend? Oh, this thing's going to be a tank. I think Psywave does damage to you based on some calculation of your level. It's like kind of like Nightshade. Oh, of course it knows Recover as well. Can we like paralyze this thing? That would be nice. Or crit it. There we go. So now we can outspeed it and just use strength, maybe? Nice. That was far more annoying than I thought it would be. Far less scary. The Marsh Badge. Bizarre name for a Psychic Badge. Psywave. I don't know why she turned around. That was weird. Alright, let's make our way out now. Now we got nothing else to do but surf to Seafoam Islands. And I'm kind of tempted to see if we can use all of our repels to try to get to Articuno. I don't remember a thing about the dungeon though. So it's going to be a little bit before we can get to Articuno. Hopefully we have enough repels to make it. If not, then I guess we catch an ice type there. It's not the end of the world. We have Lapras anyway. And Lapras is pretty good. It's not the best, but it's pretty good. Articuno is probably the best ice type in the game. But I might feel kind of bad using both Articuno and Zapdos on the same team. We also only have 40 Ultra Balls, which might sound like a lot, but they have a very low catch rate. Articuno is going to know Ice Beam, which means we can't put Weepin' Bell up front to put it to sleep, which is also annoying. We're going to have to rely on training up Lapras so it can use Sing to put it to sleep. Because Lapras should 4 times resist it. So what are we going to encounter here? Probably a Tentacruel. Or Tentacool. Let's fight him. Looked at the sea to forget. What a quote. Bunch of low-level Horsies again. We need to get Weepin' Bell leveled up too. Dramatic. What's this guy been through? I'm encountering far less Pokemon than I'm used to on the water. Usually it's almost as bad as a cave. Though I guess we got through Mount Moon the same way. Alright, Poliwag, is it going to put us to sleep 7 times in a row again? It looks like it. Alright. And it's faster than us. 5 double slaps, of course. You know, hypnosis is pretty inaccurate. You don't have to hit every single one. 5 turn sleep, of course. Gotta play it safe. They're definitely trying to draw this stream out as much as they can, aren't they? Oh, of course. Why is it always Poliwags, man? It's probably not even worth enough experience to be worth it. I should just be using the Poke Flute. I don't know what I'm doing here. Forgot about that. Okay. It's like the game can tell what you're about to do, so it preemptively hypnotizes you. Like that. And then we have to make it miss 2 hypnosis in a row. I think hypnosis only has 10 PP. It must read your inputs, because there's no way it would just go for hypnosis every time. It's a good thing this Poke Flute exists, and we can just use it over and over again. I had hope there for a second. It's exciting content. Riveting. Riveting gameplay. I really hope Hypnosis doesn't have 30 PP. It really doesn't seem like it. Every time it fails, I get my hopes up. Nice! Finally! My goodness. Poliwhirl, I don't even care. I'm just gonna kill it. I cannot be bothered. Crit, good. Die. What an incredibly annoying fight. Please don't send any more Poliwags. Horsies are fine. We can deal with Horsies. Oh, there's the first Tentacool. It's jellyfish. By far the most common thing you run into when surfing. The thing about Tentacool and Tentacruel is, even though they're incredibly common, they are actually really good. Tentacruel is one of the best walls in the game. Super good defensive Pokemon. And it only gets better as you go later in the gens, because it learns Rapid Spin, which not many other Pokemon learn. So it can clear spikes and toxic spikes and Stealth Rock. It's much better competitively, but even in PvE, Tentacruel is pretty great. It's got a real awkward typing because it's not weak to grass. Water poison type. 5 more levels till we can evolve Jeremy. Victory Bell is also pretty good. Mostly because it learns Wrap, and it's got okay speed. So it can lock out a fair few Pokemon. Especially the slower defensive ones. I guess we could also try to just paralyze Articuno with Body Slams. That sounds really risky though. Snorlax has such high attack. Oh, Staryu! Something different. Starmie, another really, really good Pokemon. It was real high special, really high speed. So it can just blast everything in its way. Learns all kinds of moves as well. And it also learns Rapid Spin later on. Which makes it a really good offensive spinner because it's really fast. I'm surprised we haven't run into a Seadra yet. Is what Horsey evolves into. Seadra is also not amazing. But it's better than Horsey. Yes, there's the Tentacruel. An insane looking Pokemon. Apparently it's also huge. In lore at least. Judging by that one episode of the anime where it was destroying an entire city. It's just barely not enough. We need to get that 38 so we can get Razor Leaf. Oh, there's the Seeking. So that's what Goldeen evolves into. It looks terrifying. It's like a unicorn goldfish with vampire fangs, but it's still not very good. It's very, very slow. Is Seeking. Alright, we are officially out of Mega Drains. I don't think we have any Ethers either. We should probably go back to the power plant so that we can pick up the TM for Thunder. So that's where it is. I thought it was at the game corner, but it's not. It's only in later generations that they put those 120 special moves at the game corner. Okay. One more trainer out here. Of course it has 5 Pokemon. Of course it's a Poliwag. Can't ever have anything nice. Really want to make it annoying to get to Seafoam Islands. I think Lapras will eventually learn Ice Beam or Blizzard by level up. Which will be nice. For some reason in these Gen 1 games, Blizzard has 90% accuracy. Which makes it crazy good. But it still only has 5 PP. So for our purposes, Ice Beam is probably just better. Even just using Thunder Shock, Zapdos is so powerful. No, another Poliwag, of course. Zapdos should be getting 51 soon. Getting access to Thunder. Okay, now we gotta start going sideways. Oh, finally! What do we get? It's a Tentacool. Level 15. Oh, wow. I was not expecting that to happen. Nice. That's a backup water type, I guess. Lapras dies, we have Blastoise. If Blastoise dies, we have Tentacool. There, sure. Why not? And much like other places, there is like a 5% chance you can run into a Tentacruel at a high level here, which can be scary. They're all such low-level, weak Pokemon, too. Which is nice, but also kind of annoying. I wish there was a chance to get more experience points before we have to fight Articuno. Maybe we can leave that until after we get to Cinnabar Island. I also have to check if the route on the other side of Seafoam is the same route as the one we're on right now. Because we might be able to catch something different there. There's Seadra. I always thought Seadra looked pretty cool. Still a pure water type. Kingdra only gets introduced in Gen 2 as a dragon type. Unfortunately, Seadra is also still really weak. Should be coming up on the island pretty soon, actually. Shelver is another one of those that I wouldn't mind catching. Cloyster is probably the second best ice type in the entire game. Like, Lapras is good, but Cloyster has a huge amount of defense. I think Cloyster might have the highest defense stat in the entire game. Ooh, that's kind of bad, but Zapdos is insane, so it's okay. I forgot it probably has Ice Stab at this level. More swimmers. This is a pretty long route, so it may take us a little bit. I realized I wasted the Body Slam TM on Snorlax, by the way, because apparently Snorlax just learns Body Slam by level up 2. So that's a bit annoying, but we can deal with it. Oh, there we are. We were right here. Of course, we couldn't get in without one more encounter. So this is the first dungeon that we've come across that does not have a Pokemon Center in front of it, which is slightly annoying. But we can deal with it. Now the real problem is Lapras is only level 26. I think it should be able to take anything Articuno throws at us, but we really want to put it to sleep. And Sing is not the best. We might just have to just throw Snorlax at it and use Amnesia so that it doesn't do anything to us. It's a bit sketchy, but hopefully there's nothing in this cave that's above level 42. I can't imagine there is, though. Now this place is also an enormous, enormous maze. This time with strength puzzles added in. And I think there's like strong currents that you surf through as well. Hopefully 20 repels is enough to get us through. Yeah, so you have to push rocks down those holes. And the rocks you get are from higher up floors. So we might not need to be here right now. There's a whole puzzle going on here. Here's the rocks. Okay, and... oh, and every time we go up or down a floor, we need to use strength again. I think we can also drop down these holes, yeah. Okay, so that got us a rock down on the water there. Fast current, yeah. And that's why we need to get the rocks pushed down, so that we can block the currents. Articuno should be up there on a little rocky plateau. I think this is the entrance again. It's not looking good. So there was a rock here we missed. There's a room with a bunch of rocks in it as well. We're eventually going to have to push down, I think. It's not the most complicated of puzzles. It just... there's a lot of stuff you have to do. So this current is blocked off now. So we can surf freely down here. This current up here is the next one we need to block off. Yeah, this is the first time we came down here. Maybe we should just surf and see where it takes us. Oh, you can't even surf. Okay. I thought it auto-pushed you, but apparently it just completely blocks you from doing anything. We need to get these boulders down those holes. Which means we need to get down to them. Right here. I think there's a way you can cheese this puzzle here. Have some careful movement. Because all these boulders will reset if you go up or down a floor. So we do that. And then we go to the ladder here, reset their position. Then we can push that one down as well. Or can we? No, that's also in a bad spot. So we can't push either of these down in. So let's see. Okay. So that blocked that current. Alright, there it is. Nice. Okay. So, this is a bit scary. Hopefully we can paralyze it with Snorlax here. So we can just use Amnesia. Let's just put ourselves at full HP. And we have 38 Ultra Balls to try to catch this thing. Let's give it a shot. It's my favorite legendary bird. It's so pretty. Look at it. Okay, so it knows Peck and Ice Beam. Ow! Wow, even with an Amnesia, that does so much damage. It is very scary. Articuno isn't... It is still an Ice type. But it is a pretty scary Ice type. Alright, paralyzed. This might be our best shot. I don't know if we can make it much weaker without risking KOing it. Like, what would we even do? I guess it's paralyzed now, so we could go into Berry and try to Poison Sting it, but Berry's weak to Ice Beam. My thought was using Lapras and trying to Water Gun it down, because Lapras 4 times resists Ice Beam. But those Pecks are going to hurt a lot. Maybe we just try for it, see if we can't. I missed. That's also a thing that could happen, apparently, in Gen 1. I forgot. Oh. Okay, sure. Wow. First Snorlax, now Articuno. Okay. I'll take it, I guess. That was surprisingly really easy. Let's name it after another one of my friends, I guess. I did not expect to catch Articuno that easily. Well, that's our encounter for the Seafoam Islands. I'd feel kind of bad using 2 legendary birds in one team, though. Because, like, they're really good. It feels kind of cheesy. And also, they're level 50. Thankfully, Moltres, if we do catch that, is still real bad. Has a lot of the same problems that Flareon has. Even still, though. Oh, wow. So there was stuff we could encounter here that's above level 40? Wow, a level 45 Zubat. I'm glad we dodged that before we fought Articuno. Okay. Zubat's back for revenge. I don't know what we'd even replace for Articuno. Is there an item here? Yep. Oh, cool. Replace one of the 2 Ultra Balls that we needed. Well, the only problem is I'm trying to find where the exit to this place is. I believe this is a floor below the exit. No. Oh, you can do that. Okay. Nice of the game to let me know that that's a door, I guess. Or not. Oh, there we go. Nice. Now we just need to get to Cinnabar Island. Or the Pokemon Mansion awaits us, along with Blaine. Lapras is going to be one of our best bets against Blaine. Fire-type gym leader. Thankfully, fire types aren't amazing. Well, once we get to Cinnabar Island, there's something very important that we need to do. That Earthquake TM is going to be a special surprise that we use later. Oh, one other thing I need to check is if this is a different route. We would have run into a lot of these in Seafoam Island if we didn't use repels to get to Articuno. Seal and Dugong are another water ice type in this game. They are kind of mediocre. As far as water types go, they don't have the best stats, and ice type is pretty bad defensively. They also don't really learn as much as Lapras. This is a different route, so we can encounter something else here. Probably a Tentacool again. Oh, there's the fishing dock. There's a few fish. Alright, sorry about that. I don't know what happened there. My computer just like hard locked all of a sudden. Anyway, back to what we were doing, I guess. Oh, it's a bird keeper, of course. We can't escape them. I kind of just want to get to Cinnabar Island before anything else weird happens. We might fight these guys later. So, Cinnabar Island has a lot of interesting stuff in it. That's the Pokemon Mansion there. It's the only place in the game you can catch Dittos. Ditto is really cool, but especially in Gen 1, Ditto is absolutely useless. It has base 48 in every stat, it doesn't evolve, and it doesn't get Imposter, so it can't transform right away. It doesn't get any move other than Transform, which it needs to use to do anything relevant, and then it only transforms into a copy of the enemy Pokemon, and you're always slower than it, so it'll always hit you before you transform, which means you'll always take a bunch of damage. So this is important here. I want to find the TM for Earthquake. 4, 5, 6, yeah. Let's put the card key in. We don't need that anymore. If I have everything in my head right, what we need to do now, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to see if I can fly up to Viridian City. I think we need to talk to this guy. Oh, is the guy who teaches you how to catch Pokemon not here anymore? That might be an issue. Is this guy up here the... Yeah. He trades a Clefairy for a Mr. Mime, which is one of the few ways to actually get a Mr. Mime. Usually you have to talk to the old man for this to work. But there's this one strip of surfable water here that, for some reason, this one strip, they didn't program the wild encounters right. So that's why when you talk to the old man and he gives you the catching tutorial, it sets the internal mechanism for encounters to a weird place. And you can encounter some weird stuff here. We might not be able to encounter anything at all right now, though. Which would be very disappointing. Because usually the reason I did all that stuff with the items in my inventory is if you encounter Missing Note, the 6th item in your inventory, you get an infinite amount of them. I don't know if it's actually infinite or if it just sets it to 255, because it sets it to like garbage data on the number, and it can't display anything above 99, so it might be just 255 of them. In any case, it doesn't look like we're in any luck right now. Maybe you can't even encounter anything unless you do stuff with the old man. Maybe they fixed it in Pokemon Yellow. If not, then this was all a massive waste of time trying to encounter Missing No. So this is the Pokemon Lab. In here you can revive fossils, like the dome fossil we got. We can revive it into Kabuto. Oh, Metronome is in this game. Interesting. I'm kind of tempted to teach that to something and just metronome everything. Now, the thing we have to do here in Cinnabar is up here. This is the Pokemon Mansion. It's supposed to be like burnt down and destroyed, but it's kind of hard to render that in Gen 1, I guess. It is also, like so many other places in this game, a giant maze. Alright. Let's just go into the mansion. Yeah, so the idea behind this place is you can encounter muck, radicates, and dittos. And this is the only place you can encounter dittos. Because supposedly this is where they were doing research into Mew to try to revive it or clone it. This is where Mewtwo was born, and the reason it's all destroyed and burnt down is because Mewtwo destroyed the place and escaped. Oh, convenient. What do we get? It's a rat. So, once again, this is also another dungeon in these games where we need to unlock and open a bunch of doors. And in order to unlock the doors here, there are a bunch of statues everywhere with buttons behind them. You have to press the buttons in a certain order that opens some doors, closes other doors. Music here is really weird. Okay. There you go. Who wouldn't press a secret switch? Now, this should have opened some doors and closed others. Let's see, this door is open now. There's also trainers in here. This is one of the only places you find burglars. I don't know what they're trying to steal from you. Yeah, so that's them discovering Mew. They were researching Mew here, and they made Mewtwo by cloning him. And the reason this is the only place you can encounter Ditto is because Ditto is presumably a failed clone of Mew. It's also sort of recapping the events of the first Pokemon movie, kind of. Wait, does that say Mew gave birth? So that is a very weird way of saying that they cloned him. Also pretty. And it burns us for the first time. That's the first burn we've come across this playthrough. Burns do 1/16 of your health like poison, but they also cut your attack in half. Thankfully, Lapras is not a very proficient attacker anyway. Okay, so you can, much like in Seafoam Islands, you can drop down from balconies up here. And drop down here. Okay, this looks good. Mewtwo is far too powerful. So yeah, this is where Mewtwo escapes. So in the movie, Mewtwo goes to the island, and then he challenges Ash and all those other trainers to prove that they're worthy of being followed by Pokemon or whatever. In game, I guess he just bursts out and sulks in Cerulean Cave. Although Barry should be pretty good at taking out Blaine's stuff now. Because for some reason, fire is weak to ground. Don't ask me why. Secret key, there we go. And that's the Pokemon Mansion. I'm just going to escape rope out of here. Well, we can fight Blaine now. But I think that was probably enough for this stream so far. This is a shorter stream today, but...